Hey girlies, my name's Candace and I just wanted to welcome you back to my little cottage. In this reading vlog, we are going to be celebrating Summerween, which I'm so excited about. It's my first one that I've ever participated in. And we are going to be participating in the Pastel Bookshelf's reading prompts. And so we're going to do things a little different. We're not going to pick real scary books. We're going to pick magical, spooky, witchy books. And I am so excited to be celebrating this in the middle of summer because I cannot wait. I am a fall girly and I cannot wait for fall. So this is like the perfect little bring us back into that mood and get us so excited for fall. So I hope that you grab a cup of tea and get comfy and take this as my invitation to slow down for just a little while and spend some time reading and baking and just being cozy in my little cottage. Bye.
There's a house upon the hill, full of ghosts who laugh and chill. Spiders crawl and shadows creep, but don't be scared, it's fun, not deep. Knock, who's inside? Let's explore, no need to hide. With every creak and spooky sound, Halloween magic is all around. Bats fly by the dusty door, bones rattle on the wooden floor, candles flicker, cold winds blow.
Good morning, ladies. I thought I would just check in with a little reading update about the Night Circus. I am about halfway through this book, and wow, it is definitely another one that was written just for me. Erin Morgenstern writes so captivating. Like, you are in the circus, and the plot is not very heavy, at least not yet. And it's very much just like wandering through the circus. There are like interlude pages where like she's describing you walking into the circus and what you see and what you smell and what you experience. And this book is definitely one where you just kind of linger in it. I've not been reading it like super fast, blowing through it, although I have, because here I am 200 pages in and haven't even given an update. And I love that she describes the clock for like a whole chapter. It's like 3.5 pages long, and it's literally just describing the clock. And I'm in love with that clock. Then we've got these characters, and they had met like a long time ago and now like reconnected. And so that's been so fun to read. And so I'm excited to see where that goes. It took like kind of a dark turn really quickly, which I was not expecting. So there is a little bit of a darker element into this, which I really like too. It's not just like all, you know, fairy tales and romance. And so I kind of feel like I just hit the part where like things are really going to start happening. I'm hoping. So we've got the game that is being played, although nothing really has happened with that yet. I think they've just kind of figured out who the opponents are. Then we're following this boy and his connection to the circus. And then we've got the clockmaker, who becomes a character in the story who I love. And in his point of view, you just see how much he truly loves and admires the circus. And he doesn't want to know anything like deeper about it or digging into more like how the magic is. He just literally loves it, and he like writes about it, and I absolutely love that. I just absolutely adore this story so far. I'm just living in this little world, this circus that just like magically appears and disappears. We just spent time in the circus with characters that I really enjoy their point of view, and they took us through some of the tents, and it's just so fun. And I cannot believe it's taken me this long to read this book. I remember literally like it came out 12 years ago, walking through Target and being like, this sounds so interesting, and then never picking it up. And I have no idea why. So I'm glad that Summerween finally put it on my list. And I'm glad that I'm finally reading it. I also have the Starless Sea on my bookshelf, so I cannot wait to dig into that. I'm thinking maybe this winter or maybe next year. I do have a lot of books on my TBR, so it might be a next year thing. Like I said, I really love atmospheric books. Like, I want to be transported into the world, and I just want to walk around in it and live in it, and I want to know everything about it. I am kind of falling in love with the characters too. This is definitely one of those stories that are going to just sit on my bookshelf, and I'm just going to smile and just remember being in the circus. So also, they talk about cinnamon covered pretzels that they have in the circus, so I thought it would be really fun to make some this week. So anyways, we're gonna finish making coffee. I'm probably gonna go check some YouTube videos of my other favorite booktubers, and I'll check back in later. Okay, I'm just jumping on real quick because I just read the absolute most adorable chapter. And it was just so sweet. So this book literally spans years. And our players, I mean, it took them forever to meet and know who each other were. And they like just found out, which I love. It's so sweet. I don't know what's going to happen between these two, but are like leaving little like breadcrumbs for each other through the circus illusions that they're like adding on to the circus. And it's because they're inspiring each other, and they literally like just met and told each other. And our main character is like, I have been so impressed by you, and she's like, I was so inspired to make that for you. And he's like, I love it. And I just think it's the sweetest thing ever. Like, I don't know where this is gonna go, but I'm really excited where it's going so far. Yes, these came out so good. The bottom literally tastes like a pretzel. That's so crazy. I probably could have put more cinnamon sugar on the top, but oh my gosh, these are so good. It's so much fun making these. Wow. They're super buttery. They literally, you guys, these literally taste like a pretzel. Like a real pretzel. Huh. Okay, I'm gonna pop in with my little update on the Night Circus. It is midnight, so here's another check off my Summerween bingo card by reading until midnight. Nothing is really happening in this book at all, but I just am like, I love it. Like, we're just walking through the circus, and we spend all these times in these different tents. And it is, oh my gosh, could you imagine? Like, I would die if we could literally experience these tents, but they're just so beautiful. I think they're just now kind of just figuring out that the game is more serious than they thought. And so I'm intrigued to see what's going to end up happening with the whole game aspect of this. But I love that there are like multiple characters and we get multiple points of view throughout the book. I'm really enjoying like the points of view we get from different characters. Like, we have some that we experience the circus through. And then we have points of view of like the ones who are like making the magic in the circus. And then we are brought into the circus ourselves, and it is described even more. And like, so we'll hear them talk about one like certain illusion or tent. And then in another chapter, we end up going through that tent and like walking through it, and like it's just described like more in depth. She takes like an entire chapter, I feel like, to describe one tent, and I love that. It's a very atmospheric book. It's not very plot driven at all. I don't even know if it's very character driven. I mean, I do love these characters. I'm not attached to them though, I'll be honest. I am so attached to the circus. The circus is the main character. It's all about the circus and the love for the circus, and just the idea of love for magic and fantasy. And I really do love this book. It's like, I don't know, a warm hug. But it's midnight and I'm tired. Also, I'm really sorry that the lighting is so terrible and you can see like the screen through my lenses, but this is where I was reading, and so this is where I'm giving my update. Also, I've been into this like braiding my hair above my head. It gives you crazy volume when you wake up in the morning. So in case you wanted that hair tip, and then it kind of comes out like wavy and stuff, or more like crimped and frizzy because it's so hot and muggy out. But I really love that look, so I'm just rocking it. Anyways, I'm going to go to bed, and I will give you an update probably tomorrow. Good night. So I'm just jumping on real quick because I just left my volunteer shift at my local Friends of the Library bookstore. I volunteer there like two times a month. I volunteer there 2 times a month, and I just wanted to kind of show my haul. So I got Leigh Bardugo, The Familiar. I'm so excited about this book. I absolutely loved Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, as we know. And I have the 3rd novella coming, signed, which I'm so excited about. But then I saw this come through, and I was like, absolutely, I have to take this home with me. So I'm so excited about that. I know that this is kind of like her adult historical fiction fantasy book about fantasy, about magic maybe. I don't know, but I am so excited for this. So that's exciting. And then I also got the perfect loaf for a sourdough. I got it for $4, if you can see. Let me tell you how excited I am about this. So I just started my sourdough journey, and my little sourdough starter, who I named Agatha Hestia, she is just bubbling away on my counter, and it's been like 2 weeks. So she hasn't like, So she hasn't like started doubling yet, I guess, but the library said, look, you're ready for the next chapters, so we're going to give it to you. So I'm so excited about that. So I just wanted to kind of show my little book haul. Also, I am about to finish the Night Circus. I have like 50 more pages, so I'm going to go inside and shower and then cool off and relax and probably finish that book. And I just wanted to show my book haul. So I can't promise that every book haul, or I can't promise that every volunteer shift will have a book haul, but I try when I can to spend $10 to $20 because it goes back into my community and I get books. So it's like a win-win. So if you have Friends of the Library secondhand bookstore, I highly recommend going and shopping there and donating your used books there and volunteering there. So anyway, let's go inside. Okay, I just finished the Night Circus and I don't really know my thoughts. I liked it, but I didn't love it as much as I wanted to, and I think that makes me the saddest. I think that the descriptions of the Night Circus and the tents and like the actual atmosphere of bringing us into the circus was so well done. It was absolutely beautiful. I kind of feel like the ending was rushed. Like I would have liked this book to have been like so much longer, and I would have loved to have lingered in the circus longer, and I would have loved for the ending to be longer. I'm bummed because I know there are people who love it and then there are people who didn't like it, and I'm kind of like in between. Like I really did like it and I'm really gonna think about it all the time and my time in the circus, but I didn't love it as much as I wanted to, which makes me so sad. It makes me so sad, but that's okay. It was beautiful, and I really do love Erin Morgenstern's writing, so I'm excited for the Starless Sea, and so I recommend it. I recommend it if you like atmospheric books. I could imagine it just being winter and maybe you're snowed in at a cabin or snowed in your cottage and you just have a weekend that you want to throw yourself into a really pretty story. I think this would be perfect for that. And I think if you haven't read The Night Circus, I think that you should definitely put it on your TBR because I am so excited that I finally read it. Okay, I'm checking in because I'm like halfway through A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping, and I just want to say how adorable this story is. I'm also checking off another check mark on our bingo playing card for a pastel cover. So exciting. I'm so glad that I picked this up. I don't know how long I've had it, and I've been like, I'm gonna get around to it, and I finally did, and I'm so glad because this is a really cute story. It is so magical. It reminds me a lot of Howl's Moving Castle. Like some of the characters remind me a lot of the character in Howl's Moving Castle, that they'd probably be best friends with every character in this story. It is so much like the found family aspect of it and the way everybody loves each other and protects each other and gets on each other's nerves. Like it's so sweet. And like the inn itself is magical. And it's like its own character, and like such fun things happen throughout the rooms and throughout the inn. And I'm not going to tell you what they are, but you have to read this book to find out, and you're going to love it because it's so cute. I will say the one thing that I'm not loving is it took me out with the like modern aspects. There's a little bit of mixed media in it through text messages. One of the characters watches YouTube and listens to like earphones. They drive cars, and I want my fairy tales to be like magical. I want them to be like fairy tales and like old world and live in a forest. And so that's kind of taking me out of the story, but I still really love it, and I'm still going to keep with it. And I'm going to see where it goes. And so basically, I'm only going to read you the blurb because I am so scared that I'm going to say too much talking about it. But it's basically just a whimsical and heartfelt novel about a witch who has a second chance to get her magical powers and her life back on track. So something happened when she was really young, and it like set all these repercussions into place, and now she's like grown up in this book. So now we're getting to see like her second chance. And it is good, and it is cute, and we love her, and we really love all of the characters in this. So I'm going to continue reading, and I will check in at the end. If I had to sum it up, it would be like Howl's Moving Castle, a little of Harry Potter, and practical magic all mixed in. You've got like the bad guy from Harry Potter, you've got like the ants from Practical Magic, and you've got the inn and the magical house and the magical, and you've got the found family and Howl's Moving Castle. Like, oh, this is so cute. I really like this. Also, chapter 21, if you've read it, I literally bawled my eyes out at work reading that. Like, what on earth? It really hit me. It really touched me. Like, it was really good. But now, like, I'm so ready to finish this. Like, oh my gosh, this is kind of like, I'm a little at the edge of my seat. Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping. This was so cute. What a cozy fantasy, happy story. It's one that makes you want to just curl up in an inn on a sunny day, on a spring day, and just drink tea and read. Like, this was really cute. I am so glad I read this. Now I've got to get my hands on her other book, which is The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, and hope she comes out with more, because I'm definitely going to read everything she wrote. If you have other books that are very similar to this that you loved, please let me know in the comments, because I like to throw them in every once in a while. I think my favorite right now genre is like dark fantasy, but every now and then I have been throwing in a little cozy fantasy, and I really like that. So I'm gonna have to get some more of these books and read them throughout. Anyways, yay for Summerween and putting this on my list. I'm so excited. I've had so much fun, and I think I've got time to throw one more book in, so I hope you stay tuned. So I thought I would do one more book to add to our TBR Summerween bingo. And the one that I picked for a summer slasher is not really a slasher. I don't think, or I don't remember, but it's full of nostalgia, and this is my TBR, so I get to put whatever I want on it. So I picked Night Games by R.L. Stine, and this was one of my favorite books growing up. I don't remember much of it. I just remember that I loved this book, and I thought she was so cool with her leather jacket on the front. I am really excited. Oh my gosh, so I read this when I was a teenager, back in like the 90s, and it just says, Diane loves sneaking out in the middle of the night. Oh my gosh, does that not bring out all the nostalgia? Her friends do too. They have the town all to themselves. Every night they come up with a new prank to play. But then Diane's boyfriend Lenny wants revenge on a teacher, and the pranks turn to murder. Now Diane and her friends are in too deep, much too deep, with no way out. It's gonna be so much fun. So it's only like literally 150 pages. I'm already 50 pages in. I'm just gonna read this in one sitting tonight. So I'll keep checking in probably every 50 pages. Far, we've got a bunch of teenagers who are couples, and they fight all the time, and they don't get along with their teachers. They've got a really mean teacher. We had a flashback to last winter, and they all went to a friend's cabin, and it was just a lot of teenage drama and angst. And so now it's fast forward, and now we're back to this summer. And so, oh my gosh, it's giving me all the nostalgic vibes, and I'm so here for it. What a fun, just like turn all the lights off, light a candle, and read like teenage books. So anyway, here we go. So I'm 100 pages in now, 50 more to go. I'm so excited. This is like my first time I've sat down and read an entire book in just like one sitting. And I really love this. Oh my gosh, it's giving me so much nostalgia, and I'm like kind of into it. Like, there's a mystery. The kids are sneaking out at night and doing things, and someone found out, and so they started getting notes, and now they've all met up, and they're all like, oh my gosh, we're getting notes. One of the girls is getting phone calls, and we don't know who it is. So they have their suspicions on somebody they've been playing night games on, pranks on. I think they're a little more than pranks. And so now, I guess in the last 50 pages, we're going to find out what happened. But I know we just got back, and we're about to jump back into something that happened last winter. I'm like so into this. Oh my gosh, I love it. Makes me so happy. Okay, I just finished Night Games by R.L. Stine. And I am so proud of myself because I read this entire book just in one sitting. And what an accomplishment it feels like. And I definitely think I want to do it more often. Sometimes they're just so fun to read. They're like a quick little page turner. And this one definitely kept me on the edge of my seat. It kept making me want to turn the page. It was a perfect palate cleanser. I really enjoyed it. I really did feel the nostalgic vibes. Like, that was really wonderful. So let me know in the comments if you've read Night Games or any of R.L. Stine, Fear Street books. And also let me know if you have any other favorite books that are novellas or short stories that are like 150, 200 pages long that you could read in like one sitting, because I think I want to start doing that more often. It was like the perfect little night. And I just checked another square off my bingo card. So happy Summerween. Bye guys. I just wanted to thank you for spending this time with me. I hope that wherever you are, you're in the middle of a really good book, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.